Well, let me hear you say mountain, mountain, mountain.
Fire, what you saying?
Yes, Fire Key. Ready, no?
Serious thing. We are back again, bald head in the dread. Give thanks for one tuning from those times to now. Fire, where you get that shirt from?
You know what I'm saying? I think I want to get it from. And the Empress get it tonight. I can't remember where, you know.
Alright, dude, cool then.
I think at Diano, you know.
Yeah?
Diano, yeah, man.
We gotta link them still, Fire. They ain't playing games,
brand.
yo. Fire, what we read about today?
Well, today we are reading about this evil system. We say, the system, the so-called leaders are the founding fathers of America. Them create a system through the Constitution that is basically towards their benefit and towards the benefit of not the average citizen, which they claim to be protecting and upholding. Say that average citizens have rights. And that really come show itself in this current Trump case where take place right now, where a man can have 34 charges against him, felony charges, and yet still he's still eligible to be the president of the United States. And that is something we really need to dig into, because the average felon, or even if you have misdemeanors, which is just basically paying fines and ticket or short-term prison sentences, you probably can't get to vote to certain levels. You can't get life insurance.
Yeah.
You can't if you apply to certain jobs, you're not gonna get certain jobs because you will be deemed as a danger towards that particular institution. So all of these privileges that are being barred against you as an individual who is a citizen of this society, but yet still a leader who is supposed to be the head of the law of the land, can have 34 charges, and yet still that person still can be legally the president of the United States. But after digging at this.
No, serious thing. First thing I want to say as a disclaimer, it's no shocker that the person that created the system created all the laws within the system to protect them. Because that's all we're seeing at the end of the day, you know? Before we continue, Fire, let the people know the three criterias that a person needs to be a president.
Based upon the Constitution as is, there are three criteria to be a president. One, you have to be at least 34 years of age. Two, you have to be a natural born citizen. And three, I think it means you have to, for 18 years, you have to live here consistently. So that simply means that America is your home for the last 18 years. And these are the three major criteria. There's nothing else outside of that stops you. So this is why these three major criteria to be the president of the United States. Anything else you want to add on that, the felony charges you're going to have, that is not something that disbars you from being a president. No, that is crazy.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, as I stated before, right, I'm aware that the people who created the system created these laws to protect themselves, right? But the harshness, I understand why, but the harshness that's put on citizens is kind of disturbing, because you'll have a person who did not commit a violent crime, you know, and their earning potential is totally disrupted, or their ability to participate in society on a certain level is stunted for a non-violent crime, or a crime that really didn't impact anyone, you know? There's a thing I wanted to bring up, man. There's a breakdown we interviewed Willard Jimerson, right? And he was telling me about the LFO, legal financial obligation. So if you do time in an institution, it's a payment you have to make back to the institution for your time, right? And I just work with me. The reason I'm bringing it up is that, like, you have a person that has been charged. You said 34 counts, over 30 counts, right, for a criminal act, right? And I really doubt they're going to be any type of accountability for those actions, right? Yeah. But you gotta have a person that, say, when weed was illegal, I have weed, I'm smoking weed, I'm not even selling weed, I'm smoking weed, I get caught, right? Shit. Depending on where you are, you can get 3, 5 years, whatever. Within that 5 years now, my life has been disrupted. 5 years of no income, 5 years of not me being there for my child or my wife with providing income or guidance. And when I get out, my earning potential is borderline decimated. Along with that, do I owe the institution? You get what I'm saying? Like, the thing is so harsh on one side and this on the other. And I think people aren't outraged enough by these things and our short-term memory. You know, it's probably a headline for 2-3 days, and then we're off to the next thing. And they're aware of that. But I just think like something has to be done to change some of these things, because I guess they have foresight saying that many leaders will probably be in some legal troubles, and that shouldn't take away, or powerful people will be in legal troubles, and that shouldn't take away their ability to be the leader of the country. And that's why they put it in. And we're seeing that manifest today with Trump. But it's like, if you're going to do that on that side, I think you got to balance it out with the citizens and, you know, provide means for ex-prisoners or people who have been charged with things to transition better into society.
No, but that is a deterrent to the progress of the capitalistic structure. That
now, I'm being idealistic now, right? I'm being idealistic, and I'm in utopia right now. So
yeah, because there's no balancing. There's no balancing with these people. It's if it's not one-sided, then they don't want to be a part of it, and that is shown. Whether it be Democrat, whether it be Republican, anybody, they can tell you all of these allegiance that they form is for the protection of their own good, and we see that play out within the system, because every single thing that is created within the system, it end up goes one way. And there's a certain ego, and there's a certain type of, again, the public relations that you see them all, the government always do to clean up all of these different things, make sure that they can control the media. You see the direction of the media already, you know, and see what type of narrative them put towards all of these things, just to ensure, say, the people can be in check. But I say it all the time still, weak people, weak government. And I even fall on that at times too. Same way, strong people, strong government. We can look on the way how the people them go. It's like the people in America have a more like a, I would say, a lackadaisical approach, generally speaking, towards what takes place. Okay, once I'm going to cast my vote, okay, you need to vote. All right, why do you need to vote? I get what you're saying. You need to be careful of who is elected, but you're putting a vote again towards a particular system while not requiring or demanding anything beyond the concept of going to vote. There have to be some form of affirmative actions beyond just selecting that individual or selecting these particular individual for represent we. Because you know, most people, I don't know if everybody aware of how the government is structured in America, where it's not even the popular vote that wins all of these things. It's like you select your representatives, and your representatives are the ones who select the actual head of the country. So the way the direction said, what are we telling our representatives that we need? What are we demanding of our representatives?
But Farah, I just want to jump back on what you said in regards to the voting process. I remember I noticed this younger. I was just like, I couldn't fully process what I was witnessing, but I noticed that people were unaware of the views of the person they were voting for, right? And the media has done an excellent job. So for instance, now they'll run a story about politicians bickering or a person criticizing someone, but they never really talk about their views and what they plan on doing, even if they're lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the average person can't say, you know, Farah expects to do this with the environment. Farah is going to do this with education. Farah is going to do this with high food prices. All they know is that, you know, whatever the most pointless aspect about Farah, he dresses nice. You know, he should be a good leader, or he's from such and such, or he has a family,
popular
or
culture
he's part of this religious denomination. You know, even with Trump, if we were to really do a study and break down all the clips of Trump, maybe I may be wrong, but maybe like 1 to 5% is actually about his political views, and everything else is about like some crazy statement he made that has nothing to do with anything. So the politicians, the education system, the politicians and the media, I think, have done a great job of making sure citizens don't know what to ask and accept attributes of a person that has nothing to do with anything. You know, so it's just like the person, you yourself. That's why the politics thing, I don't talk politics with people, but I listen, and I'll hear people argue about politicians or Democrat or Republican, but they never really break down how they would benefit from this. And that's and before you say something, Farah, that's the thing with the Trump thing I don't understand, is that the biggest Trump supporters, I would just ask, right? And this is with all politicians, but like, how are you benefiting from anything this man's doing. They just on some race vibe or they on some other vibe, but like, what will he do or what will he implement that will benefit you and your family? Please explain that to me.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Straight facts.
And if they could, I would respect and listen, but it's just like you yourself can't say that. So like, why are you so supportive and so defensive of this particular person when you can't articulate their views and you can't articulate how you would benefit from your association or your support with that person? So that's the psychological immaturity we deal with when it comes to politics. It's so emotional and so ignorant. And people get riled up, fight. That's the thing. Like, people get riled up over this thing to the point where they want to put their hands on people. But it's like, but why are you defending this person? You don't even know their views. And even if they do say something, the implementation of that's the question. How is this thing going to be implemented so it benefits you? Last thing I want to say, Fire, when you really break it down, that person is actually a detriment to you that you're defending and supporting when you really look at the things that they put into place.
Or put it against your values and there is no form of alignment. It's almost like the opposite direction. But everything what they say, it wrapped up again under popular culture. It's all about culture. It's all about, okay, this is what I've seen. My father, my mother, somebody did this, or my particular surrounding, my skin color, this is representative. It's not about the ideology, the implementation of the thought or anything of that nature, because
or Instagram and TikTok. Don't leave that out, Fire.
Yeah, they're not popular culture because it seems cool. Because if I align with this, I mean, there are probably everybody else aligning with that. All right, I'm going to align with this just so I can have a relevance over here. Yeah. And everybody can know why did I separate from their thought. Or if I align with them, I'll be in their circle and we can talk about this all the time and we have something to be cool and bond about. Fact. But nobody really look at the other part of it where this is very disrespectful, very blatantly disrespectful when you think about it. And it's not even America. Like, politicians consistently and constantly do this over the years, and we as a people, we just suck it up and say, okay, that is just how the system stay. Because think about America, we just said a while ago, there's so many people with charges that are not considered as felony, just misdemeanor, who their whole life is on pause and by the same exact system, right, who tell us that somebody can have the highest form of felonies and still be a president. And then with places like Jamaica and all of these, where politicians can actually increase their salary by 300% and these different things. And this is just one day news and nobody talking about this again. And there's political campaign going on now. Now everybody is with these political campaigns, supporting these particular leaders again. So what are we saying? We're forgetful. We don't respect ourselves. It's almost like they tell us that we are nothing, and we say, okay, we are nothing. Let's support this campaign of we are nothing. Everybody is supporting the campaign and having placard with these people name, these people ideologies. We are nothing. We are nothing. They are everything. It's a mindset, and it's a dictator mindset all the way, and that we not even understand it.
No, facts, and I highly recommend anyone listening. There's a song by Muda Baruka called Banana Republic Fire. You ever heard that one?
No.
From his latest album. He's speaking from the perspective of the politician, mocking the people, knowing that they won't do anything because they're scared and they're just gonna sit there and take it.
It's crazy.
It's a bugged out song, Fire. It's called Banana Republic. I believe that's the proper name from his last album. And it really captures what's going on right now.
Oh man, it's serious. When we sit down and think about it, like, it's almost like when you really break down the situation. And I don't want anybody to think this is just, we mentioned Trump because Trump is the current face of this.
Apply to any politician.
Who bring this to the forefront and make we can have this conversation. But it's really bigger than Trump. I don't want people to think it's just a Trump thing, because while we have a particular view of how Trump go about film thing, it's bigger than that, and show you the institution called America, where everybody tell us, we say, all right, a United States. How can you have a United States and yet still you have every state of its own law? So all of these places are countries. So what is united about having 50 different countries that some of them don't see, a majority of them don't see eye to eye? What is united about that? But it's just showing you again. This is what when you have supreme power and when you control the narrative, you can always put something of misunification or disunification as being united. And everybody believe that because this is the law that govern the land. And we follow the law that govern the land. But we follow the law that govern the land disrespects us blatantly. And we still saying that this is the governance for our head. So how that really make we look?
No, it's a serious thing, man. And you know I'm not big on the politics vibe, but the
reality is a reality, and nobody can go against it or argue against it.
I think people need to analyze their affiliation with particular groups without fully understanding their ideology and understanding the realistic ability to implement the promises that they make. I think that's where we dropped the ball in the sense that like it's like so kiddie in the sense that this person promised you this and you don't even analyze like realistically how can you do these things? Because sometimes they contradict their own selves in regards to implementation because they say they're gonna do something over here and they're gonna do something over here, but it's impossible to do something here while you're doing it over there.
It doesn't make any sense.
They don't even pre that when they're talking.
You know, if we do a poll, do you think and the question is a two-part poll. Do you think you are respected by your government? Do you think your government respects you? That's the part one. Based on your yes or no, why? Because I really would like to get the thought of the people and see if this is something that is actually bothering the people or is something that, it's just another story. And
I really don't think that, I think the way the system brilliant now. It's rotten still, but the system brilliant. Like we can't deny it because like, check it. Between work, right, survival, and family, average person has zero time to think about anything else, right? It's just straight survival mode now. So yeah, they may see a clip and they may comment on it, but they don't have time to digest and analyze it. And I think they did a brilliant job of creating a system where you can't think. You don't have time to think.
Yeah.
You're actually discouraged to think because that's why so much streaming is available everywhere. Because the gym I go to, if it's not 100 TVs, it's not one TV in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like that before. And before there was no TV in the gym.
Yeah.
Because it was a red flag when I just have internet. I don't have cable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you know that internet by itself is probably more expensive than getting the cable package?
Okay, want so much different subscriptions all across.
No, don't even get to the subscription. I'm talking about with the cable network fire. Like, I'm not gonna say the company I'm with, but with that company, internet is like a couple dollars cheaper than having the actual cable.
Yeah.
It's like they want you to have the cable. Then now the cable's available on your phone. Cable's available. You can watch it on your computer. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it anywhere. 24/7.
Yeah, that are true. Them really it feels out. Them realize like a cable feels out, so them try to grab people attention and use it as a part of the package to maintain the concept of the existence of cable really. Yeah. So the price inclusion there for that particular reason. Because we tell a man all the time, you know, here's one thing where you overstand that is always in front of your face, regardless. You could be on a beach chilling. Yeah. No matter where you are, you will always see an advertisement.
Facts.
Every single where. And that's where the system whole over where we don't even understand. Because you think about even a political campaign and a political rally, it is the most expensive thing ever. Any farmer campaign you can think about, it's more expensive than the Super Bowl. All the Super Bowl ads we talk about, all of these things, government campaign and rallying and getting that fund. So just to show you the power of the people where the people don't understand. If this thing is so expensive and it's all funded by the people and then funded by those master families or whoever is funding all of these different things, then these politicians understand that they can't function or implement anything at all without I. So who really hold the power? We hold the power, we not even know it. So we have to understand these things as a people and start speak up for ourselves and start understand that the system that is disrespecting us, we're going to start demand some answers from them because you're disrespecting me blatantly, something that I build on a daily basis. And I'm not going to feel like, I'm just a little part here. No. When I see my paycheck and you say this thing gone. So when I tell me, say, when I see them thing upon on a paycheck and it don't occur to you that you are the one contributing to all of these different things and these decisions that they're making.
Fire, I think he answered your question because I think he answered your question in the poll because I think the amount of taxes they take from you is a direct answer to it in regards to they don't think you're responsible to do anything with this excess money because we can't sit here and say all that money is being used to the benefit of the people.
Definitely not.
All right. So if that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? If that's not the case, then I think the underlying theme there is that these people, what are they going to do with it? Because people argue, say, you know, I could invest more, I could do this and that. And like, no, you're not. So we'll take that and we'll do something with it. So I think that answers our questions where we don't have to take that poll. Do they respect you?